Okay, tell me I'm not alone in this, but trying to find a perfect or even sufficient holiday gift for anyone is really stressful because I don't want to give them something that they don't want, and I want it to be thoughtful and practical as well. But the reason that it's so stressful for me is because I've been on the opposite side of that so many times, right? Someone gives me a gift and now I feel like you just gave me a task, okay? Now I have to figure out what I'm gonna do with this thing because I don't want it. Or even worse, if someone gives you something that's supposed to have like meaning or sentiment behind it, and now I've got to figure out how to display it in my home in a way that feels true to me, and a lot of times that's also difficult. I have been on both sides of that coin, but the reason that the holiday season is difficult for me, and specifically giving gifts, is because I'm anti-consumerism. I don't like participating in consumerism, and especially the kind that feels obligatory and wasteful and giving people things that they don't need and they might not even want. So this gift guide, and every gift guide I've ever tried to put together, ceases to take all of that into consideration and give you things that would work for almost anyone. Things that are practical, things that are thoughtful, things that I think could work for so many different people, but obviously that's complicated because everybody's different. Which means at the very beginning, I need to remind you that the most sustainable gift is the one someone actually wants. Not just something that you're giving them because it looks like them. The amount of gifts I've received that look like they're me, and where are they now? So for me, I recommend asking for people's wish lists, and I recommend you keep a wish list. And also a really great practice around this time of year is to think about the best gift you've ever received. Would love to hear from you in the comments the best gift you've ever received, and maybe the one that you want this year, or the best one you got last year. For me, the best gifts I've ever received are not the type of gifts that someone is scrolling on Black Friday and decides to buy me something. They're not the gifts that someone walks into the mall or into a store and just grabs something, right? And that's the type of gift giving that is incredibly wasteful and harmful to our environment and our wallets and our mental health and our relationships, and the list goes on and on. That's the type of gift giving that is just, if that's what we're doing, let's just not do it. So for example, my family didn't do Christmas gifts last year because we decided to go on a family vacation instead. So the best gifts I've gotten before that are a wagon. My sister has a wagon that she was using when she lived in an apartment where she had to walk far from her car to her house, and I thought that was so smart. She got me one for Christmas so that I could use it when I go to the park every weekend, or I mean, we do a lot of outside stuff, so just having a wagon has been so nice. I get so much use out of that, and it's something that I just saw her have and I was like, oh my god, that's so useful, and she gave it to me. Now it's something that I use on a regular basis. So as much as I do have a list of things that I am going to tell you, the goal of telling you these things is to get those thoughts started, is to get you being more thoughtful about the gifts that you're gonna get your friends and family. And in addition to my list, hopefully the comments are full of suggestions of the best gifts that people have gotten, and we can use that to be less wasteful this holiday season. I made a few different categories, so I'll try to make the little timeline on YouTube so that you can click around, but I put like very practical things for my first section that I think would work for almost anyone, especially if the person you're giving a gift to is a practical person, which I feel like as adults we should be. I also usually take so much time explaining that my family is the type of family that I've asked them to stop giving gifts for years and they never did. So I understand that struggle too. Let's get into it. Now, when I put together a list of things that I think people should buy, I take it very seriously, and I want to start off that list with a brand that I stand behind 100%, that I've been using for years, that I think everyone would love, that is very practical, that is also a little bit elevated so that it's taking something that everyone uses and making it nice and also sustainable. And I have to say the first thing I want to recommend is Plain products. This is not a matter of gimmick. I have been using Plain exclusively on my hair and as my body lotion for years. Their shampoo does such a good job on its own that I haven't used conditioner in years, and their body lotion is my forever favorite because it is rich but not greasy. It's super hydrating and my skin just loves it. And on top of Plain products just being good, they check every sustainability box I care about. They come in aluminum refillable bottles, so no single-use plastic. They use non-toxic ingredients. They're B Corp certified. They're woman-owned. Basically, the ethics match their performance. And if you've ever been curious to try them, or you have someone in your life who you think a practical but genuinely nice gift would be good for, their doing their final site-wide sale of the year, which is 25% off site-wide and a free gift on all orders over $50. It's perfect for adding to your routine, refilling your favorites, and I also think it's really a nice way to nudge someone in the direction of being more sustainable. And obviously, if I had to pick two must-haves, it would be their shampoo and their body lotion, and I love that they have unscented options. Then other things on my practical list are like a really big jug of olive oil. Hear me out. I know that sounds like a weird gift, but also olive oil is something everybody needs, everybody uses in their home, right? Or whatever oil they use. Maybe other people use other oils. Olive oil is my go-to, but like a big jug of it, like if you can go to Costco, I've also seen really big jugs at other grocery stores. They're always on the bottom shelf, like multiple gallons. I feel like that's a really practical gift, but I would love to get that because it's never fun buying olive oil. It's definitely not fun lugging home a big thing like that from the grocery store. Or refills of anything that are like expensive or people often forget to buy replacements for. Here I wrote down things like different types of film. I know a lot of people are super into film right now, so buying refills for something like that. I also wrote down SD cards. People are very into pictures in my life. Maybe that's just me. Razor blades, ink cartridges, water filters for their water filter thing that they use, and air purifier filters. I have so many air purifiers since Tippy, my cat, has asthma. It's very practical, something that's not fun to buy. So to be gifted it feels like it would be nice. These are very practical gifts, I reiterate. I also think like nice pantry staples. Like one of my neighbors gave me this flaky salt and a nice little thing to hold it. That really elevated my salt in my kitchen, and it was a simple gift, but it's something that I use every single day now, and something that I probably wouldn't have purchased for myself, but now I'm a fancy salt user. So things like salt or vanilla, I feel like a lot of times when I go to buy vanilla, it's so expensive, so I just get whatever I like is cheapest a lot of the times. Maybe not the cheapest, but you know what I mean? Getting something nice like that, or maple syrup. Like I feel like maple syrup is something that can get really expensive, but it's so nice to have. And to be clear, I don't mean like get adventurous stuff like a smoky vanilla or something weird. I just mean like nicer, locally grown or locally made if possible. I think that's really a nice gift. A rechargeable battery set, those can get really expensive, but it's nice to have rechargeable ones so that when you need to replace them, because I don't use batteries for that many things these days, and when I need a new one, I'm so frustrated if I don't have them. But if you have rechargeable ones, that process is so much easier. So I feel like that's a great gift for most adults. And sunscreen is something that's never fun to buy, but if someone bought it for me, what a relief. And also very practical is my favorite reusable lint roller. That would make a great gift for any pet parent in your life. It's incredible and reusable like forever and ever. Okay, now the next section I came up with are non-physical gifts. And I think the first thing I put in the non-physical section is probably something that someone watching this video would want to put on their list. It's a gift that literally helps heal the planet instead of adding more stuff to someone's house. Planet Wild is such a good option for that. Instead of a physical product, you would be gifting a membership that funds real rewilding projects around the world. Think like restoring forests or protecting endangered species, helping oceans bounce back. You can give 3 to 12 months of membership with a one-time payment, which starts at only $18. And the recipient will be contributing to the upcoming monthly projects and see their impact in less than 30 days through beautiful video reports right here on YouTube, like cleaning up Europe's most polluted river before plastic reaches the Mediterranean Sea and rescuing lost baby seals. And this is the best type of gift that comes with no clutter, no packaging, no landfill risk, and you directly support high impact vetted environmental projects. And it comes with a personalized digital gift card you can either print or forward with a little note about why you chose to give it to them. So if you're looking to move away from objects towards like system level change for the holiday season, this is a really good bridge, and you can click the link in the description. The person receiving this gift will actually be getting, I think, the best gift of all, which is actually restoring habitat. Other non-physical gifts that I think would make incredible gifts would be a YouTube Premium subscription. You never have to watch ads again. If you have not already gotten YouTube Premium, it changed my life, genuinely. I watch YouTube most of the day. YouTube Premium is the best thing, and I gifted it to Madison. I went from like just a me plan to a family plan like probably 3 years ago now, and we also use it instead of any of the other like streaming services. We don't do Spotify, we do YouTube Music. Highly recommend. And I also think passes are really good gifts depending on what the person is interested in, right? So this could be things like museums and zoos and botanical gardens and movie theaters. There's Alamo Drafthouse, a local movie theater here. They sell like annual passes, which would make a great gift. I also think renewing someone's Costco membership. Costco is like a goat in groceries, like in terms of ethics and all that kind of stuff. So if someone doesn't already have a membership, giving them one, but also just gifting their renewal is a really great gift idea, I think. Something else that I think would make a great gift is a knife sharpening service. So my best friend is pregnant, and I told her, just take your knives to the farmer's market while you're shopping. You drop them off, they'll sharpen them for you. It's amazing. She's been saying she needs to do this for months, and she hasn't done it. So I think taking someone's knives and getting them sharpened if you want to do that. But there are also some mobile services, which I think giving someone that is a great gift. Also cleaning services. Speaking of my friend who is pregnant, when she first got pregnant, she had been out of town for a couple weeks and really needed to clean out her fridge, but like her gag reflex, her nausea was top tier, so I helped her clean out her fridge. Gifting someone something like that, like a service that you can give them, either if you're gonna clean their house, help them clean their house, like a little certificate for that, but also a professional cleaning service. That's what I meant to say. Gifting a professional cleaning service of their home. Or also getting their car detailed. That's to me. That's to myself. Hopefully my wife will do that. The inside of my car constantly has water spots, I guess because we put our water bottles in there and there's like, yeah, whatever. Car detail service, good gift. And I think class passes or like class gift certificates to things like pottery, stained glass, class pass actually, like so that you can take different fitness classes like Pilates. It gets really expensive really fast. Gifting someone who has wanted to try a class but like hasn't taken the jump, that's a really good gift. And then gift cards to a tailor. I feel like a lot of people who have not had the experience of having their clothes just like exactly the way they want, a gift card to a tailor would make a great gift. Okay, so we've talked really practical, we've talked non-physical gifts. This is also still kind of non-physical, but specifically it is giving someone a skill that you have, okay? And you might not think you have a skill, but like you probably do. So I'm gonna name some and you find something on here that you're good at that you could gift that would be really meaningful to someone and actually like relieve some stress from them, because these things in my life are things that I just put off a lot of the times, and if someone would just come help me, it would be amazing. Well, me personally, I obviously started sewing this year. So I've gotten a lot of requests throughout the year if I would make something that I made for myself for someone else. So I've been keeping note of those things, and I will be gifting a couple handmade things, which I have a section in here for handmade things too. We'll get there. So that's my skill, is like sewing, but also my sister has very short legs and she needs things hemmed all the time. So I went to visit her a few weeks ago and I grabbed a few things from her that I'm going to hem, and that will be part of her Christmas gift. So that's one skill. Another skill I have is like plants or things going on in your yard or in your garden. A lot of people feel intimidated by gardening and houseplants and all those sort of things. If you know how to do it and your friend has been saying they have a black thumb and they want help, that's a great gift too. Tech stuff, my parents literally, they just make a list of tech stuff I need to do every time I visit them. So gifting them my tech support would be a gift. Pet sitting or babysitting, car repairs. If my brother would help me with my car repairs every now and then, he never wants to. He's been a mechanic at Ford for decades, so outside of his free time he doesn't really want to do that, but if he could help me with my car instead of spending money to get me a gift, kind of great. Things like changing your brakes, or like if you have a leaky toilet and someone knows how to fix it and could help you. Oh, and helping someone digitize their wardrobe. I gifted this to my friend this year and she loved it. Basically just like took us a whole 6 hours to just sit down and digitize her wardrobe, but giving someone your time in that way and helping them do something that maybe otherwise they wouldn't take the time to do themselves is a really great gift. I feel like the list of potential for DIY Christmas gifts is never ending. Like you could make so many things, but I am obviously into sewing and I have done ceramics before, so I'm a little bit familiar with like hand building ceramics. So those two things kind of fall into my list of things that I will make for people for Christmas. But this section is meant to get you thinking about making instead of buying. Oh, my mutual on TikTok, Jess Clifton on TikTok, she calls it creating over consuming, which is just such a good tagline. Like I'm so jealous that she came up with that and I didn't think of it. I think that that is a really good way to look at gifts and gift giving. So some ideas I have is that I basically bought every quilt I saw at the thrift store or an estate sale for the first 6 months of the year, and I haven't made anything out of them because I live in Texas and I don't need like a bunch of quilted jackets. Okay, so I thought I'll make oven mitts for like all my friends and family. I usually try to not give gifts to everyone at Christmas, mainly just my immediate family will do gifts. So oven mitts are a great thing that I can make so easily, and I can also gift it to my neighbors. I usually do something simple like that for my neighbors. That and scrunchies are a really easy make. You can do it. you could do it. Tote bags are super customizable, and you could make them for anyone who likes anything. This is on my to-do list because my brother-in-law, the second I made my tote bag, which was my first sewing project ever, he asked me if I could make one for his birthday, and at the time I had so many things on my list I wanted to make, and it had taken me so long to make that damn bag that I was like, no. But now I'm going to do it for Christmas. And something else I think is a really good gift is a crafter starter kit, right? So you can even build this from your own stash if you're like a creative person and you have too much shit. Or you can go to a secondhand craft store, or even if you go to a thrift store, sometimes if you look, they'll have like bags at the back. Like if you really look for it, there will be like plastic bags full of like little knickknacks. And a lot of times those bags will have craft supplies in them. So you can go thrift that, and that can be part of a gift for someone. I did this for my sister earlier this year. And as far as ceramics goes, the reason I brought them up is because I made ornaments for my family, I think not this last year, but the year before that, and everybody loved them. And now those are like heirloom pieces that will be in my family forever. So if you can, just go to like a couple drop-in classes at a ceramics place and custom make like from scratch ornaments. That's an incredible gift. Okay, then I just had some general recs. I guess these didn't fit into any of the other places, but these are things that I have given as gifts and people have loved them. So this includes things like a brick. This is basically a device that locks you out of your phone. I've seen people use it as they put it on their fridge, and you cannot access what's happening on your phone until you get up and physically tap your phone to the brick. I think this is a great gift for almost everyone. I feel like we all have issues with social media and being on our phones too much. So a brick is a great thing to gift someone who you know struggles with that. I have several people in my life who I could gift that to, and I think they would really appreciate it. I also always like to remind people that I have a blog. Did you know that? Not really. I rarely write it. I really only do it when there's a topic I feel I need to give advice on, but it doesn't feel like a whole YouTube video. So for example, I have a blog on sustainable chocolate brands if you want to go check that out, because chocolate is such a common gifted thing during this time of year, and I think it's really important to not buy from the really exploitative brands. Specifically, there's just like a lot of human trafficking and child labor in the cocoa industry. I want to make sure that you know that there are better options out there. I also always like to tell people to give someone a bidet. If someone in your life doesn't already have one, I have never met a person, let me tell you something, this is very serious, I swear. I like to call myself a bidet evangelist because I'm so serious about this. I have never ever heard someone use a bidet and not want one for themselves. And I have never heard someone who had one in their home and didn't love it and use it. It would make a great gift, and maybe pair that gift with you helping them install it, because I find a lot of people are intimidated by the thought of having to install it themselves. But you guys, a bidet would make a great gift. I'm gonna link my favorite one below. And I like to include Nice Spice because I just think the brand is incredible. They do so much good education. All of their refill spices come in compostable bags. They're a small brand and they're really sustainable, and I love the owner. She just provides so much value through her company. So Nice Spice makes a great gift for like a general gift situation. Silicone baking sheets and silicone reusable bags would make a great gift for like everyone. I think anybody would love to have that in their kitchen. It is a better experience than the alternatives used in kitchens. Okay, now that I'm not on my bidet evangelist soapbox, we could put this down. I've also gifted reusable silicone eye masks multiple times, and people really love those. Conscious Step, it's a sock brand that is sustainable, has a lot of certifications, and you can buy socks for any cause, almost any cause that you can think of that your person might care about. And obviously, like, I think these things all together would make like a gift basket, right? You wouldn't just give someone probably one of these things. Maybe it would, I don't know. But Conscious Step is a really great company that I think adds something really thoughtful to a gift and is also sustainable. And I also thought like CSA memberships, if you don't know what that is, it's called some community supported agriculture, and you can basically buy someone a membership to their local CSA to support local agriculture. I think that's a great gift, like very practical. Everyone would love it. I also recently learned, I was at the Joint Sustainability Committee meeting. I'm on it in Austin. I recently learned that less than 1% of food that we eat in Travis County is grown in Travis County. We need to support our agriculture people that are local, right? So a CSA I thought was a cool gift. And wool dryer balls. I know that seems kind of random, but I feel like if you're building out a basket, my wool dryer balls are amazing. Never have to buy dryer sheets again. They're wasteful, they're expensive, they make your clothes like have this weird, I don't know, whatever that stuff is that comes out of a dryer sheet. It's icky. I don't like it. So, dryer balls. Now little bit of advice if you're having to buy a gift for someone that you don't know. I know that there are so many different like weird expectations around the holidays, and so everybody's situation is different. I don't find myself in that situation too often. I try to just like opt out of that stuff, with the exception of when my mom tries to make me participate in White Elephant. My secret to White Elephant is to just buy something that I want, like literally just something that I want, and then my mom is satisfied because I participated. And even if I literally just get up and grab the gift that I brought and keep it the whole time, which has happened to me playing with my family multiple times, that's a really sustainable way to go about it. And if you find yourself in a situation where you have to get a gift for someone that you just literally don't know, my cousin told me about this framework where you get 4 things. It's something that the person would want, something they would need, something they would wear, and something they would read. And the first time I heard that, I was like, I don't think that would work. But then I thought about it a little more, and I think that there are ways to make that work for like almost everyone. Like for instance, the things that I like to wear, I would immediately think about thrifting like a triangle scarf, because like those are so in right now. And then I would think about reading like just general books, like whatever's on the New York Times bestseller. You can definitely go to like thrift books and buy one of those. Need would be any of those things from earlier that I said were practical, like a rechargeable battery set. And something that someone wants, that one's a little bit harder. You do have to know like something about them, right? But hopefully if you're having to buy a gift for them, you can get some kind of intel to fill that gap. Now, with all of that in mind, I have one piece of advice that I think no matter what you do, no matter what you're buying for someone this holiday season, to make it sustainable, and it is to not support conglomerates. I really, really advise you to purchase almost any of the things we talked about today secondhand. But aside from that, if you can buy these things from people who are not owned by giant multinational conglomerates who are accelerating the speed of the destruction of our planet and also of the working and middle class, that's the best thing you can do. Buy from local places, buy from small businesses, and ignore the big guys. Literally just make a list of the most common big guys that people buy from during this time of year, and just don't buy from them. Please, if you want to get me a gift for this holiday season, just don't buy from them. I'm gonna try to put together specifically an Austin rec blog post so that if you live in Austin, you can go find places to shop small. My biggest recommendation if you live in Austin is the Blue Genie Art Bazaar. And I will try to link everything I talked about today in my description if I can think about it, if I can remember. I'm usually really bad at that, but check the description, see what's there. Can't wait to read about all of your favorite gifts you've ever received in the comments. And remember, until next time, you cannot do all the good that the world needs, but the world needs all the good that you can do. Bye, guys.